A man got lost in a desert and had exhausted all the water he had carried a couple of days ago. He knew for sure that if he didn't get some water, he would certainly die. Although completely exhausted, the man didn't give up hope. He kept walking, looking for some sign of good fortune. Suddenly, he saw a small hut at some distance. Could it be a mirage, he thought, or maybe just a hallucination? But having no other option left, he edged closer only to realize that the hut was real. Gathering the last bits of energy left, he dragged his tired body inside the hut, hoping he could find some water. The hut was empty and seemed like it had been abandoned for quite some time. His heart skipped a beat when he saw what was in the hut. A hand pump. Water finally. He was overjoyed. He began working the hand pump, but no water came out. He tried harder and yet harder. No water. Finally, after putting in every bit of energy, he gave up out of exhaustion and frustration and sat down thinking, maybe I'm destined to die out of thirst today. And then a second ray of hope. He noticed a bottle in one corner of the hut. It was filled with water and corked up to prevent evaporation. He uncorked the bottle, and as he was just about to devour the life-giving water, he noticed a piece of paper attached to it. The handwritten message read, "Use this water to start the pump. Don't forget to fill the bottle when you're done." He was now in a dilemma: to follow the instruction and pour the water into the pump, or ignore it and just drink the water. What if he put the water into the pump and it didn't work? But then, maybe the instruction was correct. Should he risk it? If it turned out to be false, he would be throwing away the last water he would ever see. Have you ever been in a situation like this, where there are only two options and uncertainty about which one will work? What will you do? Which one will you choose? Well, you have to choose one and be willing to bear the consequences that it brings. Many people don't decide because they're fearful of the consequences, and they continue to remain confused in their life. The man decided to take a leap of faith. Hands trembling, he poured the water into the pump, closed his eyes, said a prayer, and started working the pump. He heard a gurgling sound, and water came down, gushing out, way more than he could possibly use. He drank the cool, refreshing water to his heart's content and quenched his thirst. He was going to live. Feeling much better, he looked around the hut and found a pencil and a map of the region. The map showed that he was still far away from civilization, but at least now he knew where he was and in which direction to go next. He filled up his flask for the journey ahead, and as per the instruction on the note, also filled up the bottle and put the cork back in. And before leaving the hut, he added his own lines below the instruction. Believe me, it works. Most of us may not be confronted with a situation like this, where the choice made decides whether we live or die. Yet, we have our own journeys to take and our own choices to make. If the choice we make goes our way, fantastic. We can inspire people by telling them, believe me, it works. And if it doesn't go our way, we can share our mistakes, our experiences, our realizations, and empower people to make their right choices. Thank you.